So this is the peer review that nobody asked for, but I'm going to do it anyway just to document this and get it out there. So we need to cut the other side. We cut the bottom half of the guitar. Looks beautiful. I mean, absolutely stunning. So we have to cut the top half. So one of the first things we have to do is align the guitar to the table um, and secure it somehow. The center point is going to be right here. I'm going to calibrate the machine against the hard stop switches on the machine, so that way it can be repeatable without having to recenter it. So to align this to the table, I have a tracing operation. This tracing operation is going to draw this blue profile on the surface of the table. It's going to actually route that into the spoil board using a very small bit, and that is going to give me an outline of the guitar. This outline matches exactly to the bottom profile that I cut. So there's two profiles there you see. The outer profile matches this outer rim here, and this inner profile there will match where the chamfer, where this meets the board. Ideally, here's my hope. I know I'll see this outside line and can hold a flat edge or piece of wood up against this plate right there and see that aligns to the slot that I cut into the board. And if I line the front and the back up side to side at many different points, I should be very confident that this is in the right spot. And we will secure it from there. Okay, real quickly through this. The first operation is a rough facing operation. Actually goes 4 passes down through the material, taking only, I believe, 2 millimeters off at a time. This worked very well before without making a lot of smoke or any horrible noises. We do a finishing facing pass, taking it off the last 0.2 of a millimeter, and that gets a really nice smooth finish. Just a light sanding to take that down. Okay, pocket operation. This is a long one. We are roughing out all of the cavities that we have here, including the neck, the pickups, the electronics, and this is leaving the stair step here, the same thing that we did on the other side. We'll smooth that over with the contour bit later on. This is leaving a 0.5 millimeter of material left over. So the next step here is to take off that last 0.5 millimeter inside the pickup cavities. So if you look at the previous step here versus this, you're going to see that it's removing just a little bit extra material. There we go. So there's that 0.5 millimeter material it has to take off, and this final stage is taking that off and removing another 0.5 millimeter on the bottom. Same deal here with the electronics cavity, just taking off that last 0.5 millimeter. Now we go around the outside. What does that sound? We go around the outside. This is actually to take off any material that was left as in the roughing stage. Notice there was, especially some areas over here, there was some extra raw material that was left over. So this is just going around the very outside perimeter, taking off anything that is offensive. Now we're going to do kind of the same material, or the same work that we did here, taking off that last 0.5 millimeter from the electronics, or from the neck cavity. The page between these two, it's hard to see, but it's taking off that last little 0.5 millimeter there and making this nice and flat. And at that point, we've done all of the major roughing. This contour is going to give us this 0.5 millimeter, or half an inch round over. We're using 1 millimeter step downs, and the only thing I'm not doing here is this part here, which is going to be taken care of by the scallop. This is a 1/2 millimeter step scallop, which should leave this nice and smooth. And doing this in 2 stages is kind of an experiment, but it should work out well. And then finally we do one more pass around the outside to take that last little bit and give us our outside dimension. So I believe we are ready. We're going to spend probably a good hour or so making sure that we get this in the right spot, held down securely, and nothing's going to move. And we're ready to go. Rock and roll.